Anaheim is truly growing up. What I'm excited for is what we call the golden decade. We have a brand new downtown coming to Anaheim that's going to be called OC Vibe, and is a multi-billion-dollar development by the owner of the Anaheim Ducks, and is going to be 4 times the size of LA Live.
What do you think that you're seeing that is really keeping people as engaged as possible when they're on the trade show floor?
Most of these shows anymore, particularly like IMEX, I know we were talking about that earlier, that's an appointment show. Someone has to sign up to come to your booth. They have to pick you. You're not necessarily picking them, they're picking you.
Right.
You need to make the most of their time. And doing all of your research on the front end to understand what is their need behind their need, and what is it that you can offer them that no other destination can. And if you have a 15-minute interaction with them, how are you going to make that the most valuable?
How do we break through the noise of the tchotchkes and the things that people are taking away and make them meaningful and impactful? Welcome to Event Planner Confessions, Ronnie.
Thank you.
Ronnie Collins, I'd love to hear a little bit about your backstory. I know you're with Visit Anaheim, but tell me how you got started in the events industry.
Oh, absolutely. So I used to be in food and beverage. That's how I got started, more in the hospitality space. And then I graduated from that into the hotel industry, still on the food and beverage side. And I was lucky enough to have a great mentor when I was younger that saw a lot of potential in me, and took me under his wing and really showed me how the whole sales process works at a luxury resort. And then that led me to other sales jobs throughout the industry, and then finally into the DMO space.
Wow.
Yeah.
What a journey. I feel like everyone has a different journey where they go when they're starting out in the industry.
Yep.
What I'd love to talk to you about today, because I think, we read your white paper, really talking about elevating the trade show experience. Absolutely. And I'd love to hear from you, what are some of those things that you're seeing right now that are really kind of making the trade show experience stand out for an attendee? And what are we seeing in the 2026 industry calendar that we're going to see that's different?
Listen, people are more distracted than ever. So it's all about engagement and booth experience. So not only do you want to make sure you have an attractive booth that is a beacon and draws people in, but when they're in your booth, you want them to feel engaged. You want them to feel special. You want them to feel taken care of, anticipate their needs, make it comfortable. Trade shows are a grind. And you need a quiet place for them to be able to unwind a little bit.
And connect. I think that's the key, right? We all come to trade shows because we're here to make connections. We're here to network. What are some of those kind of trends that you're seeing that make those connection points really easy for people coming into your booth, let's say?
I think it's really creating intentional conversation areas. I see booths all the time that really have that speed dating look to them, where it's almost like a boiler room type look. And we're the opposite. Yeah. We like wide open spaces. We like to make sure that things are private and comfortable, and you can have a conversation without someone right behind you stepping all over you. I also think soft seating, having some couches and places for people to relax and unwind. And then in addition, if somebody needs to have a private conversation, there's a couple of places in the booth that they can go and get away and really still be in the booth but be away from it all.
Yeah, I like that. An opportunity to really have those one-on-one conversations.
Absolutely.
So I think I hear this all the time. More stuff, right? We see a lot of stuff being handed out at trade shows.
Yep.
How do we break through the noise of the tchotchkes and the things that people are taking away and make them meaningful and impactful? How do we break through that noise?
Yeah, that's a really, really great question. And I think that it is, once again, I'll go back to experiential. And while, you can spend a lot of your money and resources on takeaway gifts, what I found throughout my years of doing this, the folks that like that stuff aren't typically the ones that you're doing business with. And so to me, we put our resources into what they're going to experience when they're in the booth. I focus a lot on food and beverage. I will tell you this, it seems really, really simple, but having a hydration station. Folks, it's hard to find water. Yes. Everybody you don't drink enough when you're on the road, and everybody's thirsty. So just having a place that they can fill their water bottle or even having, disposable cups that they can use. And we at Visit Anaheim even bring our own water bottles that we can give them. So just providing beverages, either coffee in the morning, water throughout the day, seems simple, but that's a much better investment than some takeaway tchotchke.
Yeah, I think it's a great point. It's a low investment, high touch opportunity.
Completely.
And yes, I have been on that side of trying to find water in every crevice of a trade show floor.
Right?
So I love that you guys emphasize that.
Yes.
So what are you seeing in terms of trends in maybe what Visit Anaheim is doing on the road this year? What are you kind of excited to showcase about your destination that's kind of translating into the booth? What are you excited for?
And what I'm excited for is what we call the golden decade.
Oh, I love this.
And really, I look at it as Anaheim is truly growing up. So if you needed, obviously, a destination for family experiences, Anaheim was a home run. But the missing link truly is, or has been, the lack of sophisticated adult experiences. Well, we have a brand new downtown coming to Anaheim that's going to be called OC Vibe.
Ooh.
OC as in Orange County, and it's really going to be the hub of Orange County, and is a multi-billion-dollar development by the owner of the Anaheim Ducks, and is going to be 4 times the size of LA Live. And it's really going to be our there with intentional spaces, concert venues, unique dining offerings, nightlife, everything like that. So that's a very exciting thing to talk about. We also have a number of hotel projects that are underway. So we're talking a lot about that. Disneyland Forward, which is a massive 10-year Disneyland expansion.
Wow.
That we also are touting. So again, the golden decade, we have the World Cup. We have a Super Bowl up in LA, which is truly just right up the road from us. And then the 2028, just a little event called the Olympics.
Oh, I've heard about that.
Right?
Yes, yeah.
Yes.
Right around the corner.
Right. And we have the men's and women's volleyball events at the Honda Center. So we've got some great years coming up, and that's what we're excited about.
So how do you translate that? If I'm walking into your booth, you have all of this incredible transformative things happening in your destination. I'm an attendee. How do I experience that when I come into your booth?
A number of different ways. We do it through video. We do it through unique digital assets. We do it through our group appointments. If you sign up for one of our group appointments, you're going to get a completely immersive experience. We do it through some of the assets that are in the booth. We do it through our branding. So it's really a number of different things.
We're proud to partner with Evergreen, formerly known as Fenway Park Events, this season. Evergreen is reimagining what events can be, blending history, hospitality, and bold creativity to create experiences that leave a lasting mark on people and communities alike. Learn more at evergreenfenway.com.
So I think I hear this a lot from planners, right? It's an overwhelming situation walking into a trade show. You're navigating all of your appointments and your contacts and the places that you want to go see. What do you think that you're seeing that is really keeping people as engaged as possible when they're on the trade show floor?
I think having appointments that are well thought out. So doing your research. Most of these shows anymore, particularly like IMEX, I know we were talking about that earlier, that's an appointment show. So someone has to sign up to come to your booth. They have to pick you. You're not necessarily picking them, they're picking you. So you need to make the most of their time. And doing all of your research on the front end to understand what is their need behind their need, and what is it that you can offer them that no other destination can. And if you have a 15-minute interaction with them, how are you going to make that the most valuable? So we do a lot of work with our partners, because this is a show, like IMEX is a show that we invite a number of our partners. We make sure that we're all saying the same message when we're in the booth, working together to cross-sell the destination.
Right. And I think that's interesting, because I think, for, as Cohere as a destination management company, we see these incredible opportunities to partner with our CVBs on trade show floors. We see value in being able to be plugged into those destination booths. It's something that we've really made a cornerstone of our strategy. So are you seeing that more and more as you're kind of planning ahead for 2026?
Oh, yeah, completely. For sure. For sure. Yes.
Yeah, that's awesome. I think that's great. And tell me a little bit about we talked a little bit about IMEX. Is there something that you can tease about IMEX that you have coming up in terms of the booth presence there? I'd love to hear a little bit.
So we loved our booth that we had, and obviously, the white paper that we did was super successful. We loved our booth that we did, but to be honest, it's going to look different. We have a new brand that's rolling out.
Oh, exciting.
And while we loved, again, the initiative that we put forth with the booth that folks saw at IPW, and IMEX, we do need to reshape the look and feel and experience of the booth because of our new brand, which isn't even completely imagined yet. It's in the process, so I'm going to go ahead and tease that. And we're hopeful that we'll be able to launch the new brand about around the same time as IPW, which is May 17th in Fort Lauderdale.
Amazing.
Shout out Florida.
Well, tell me a little bit about that rebrand because, coming from Cohera, obviously we merged together 60 and CSI DMC. We became a new company. We're very intimately aware of a rebrand as we just finished it up and launched our new brand at IMEX. How is that, shaping your sales strategy? How is that shaping what you're doing? And what are you excited about for?
I'm excited. I liked our current brand. I didn't necessarily have an issue with it, but it's time. It's been 13 years. And we're a different destination. The destination's growing up, as I said. So the fonts, the logo, the colors, we're really becoming the hub of Orange County. A lot of that has to do with OC Vibes. So there's an energy there. It's a playful destination, and we want to lean into that a little bit more with this new brand. So that's the exciting part for sure.
I love that. I love the playful element too, because I think that's something that
made to play.
Yeah, I think that's
that?
I love that. Yeah, so I think that's exciting.
Yeah, I don't know if that's an official tagline.
Okay, I won't.
Trademark.
We won't. We'll tease it here first, but we can always change it later.
My chief marketing officer is going to track me down and murder me in my sleep. So you can cut that part if you want, or not. But
that's awesome. No, that's exciting.
Yeah.
So, so IPW, that's obviously just around the corner.
It is. Yes.
I feel like sometimes you think May is farther off than it is, but it is right around the corner.
Right.
What's your strategy going into that show?
So our strategy for that show, once again, is our brand repositioning. We've had to take a different thought with that show because Fort Lauderdale is a really unique destination for IPW. And IPW has really reshaped their show, and they're no longer doing, they used to have built-in lunches, and now that's gone away. So we need to come up with opportunities to maybe help some of our better customers find food. Maybe we'll have a food station in our booth. We haven't really completely vetted that out yet, but that was kind of my thought, was why send people out into the wild to go look for food when they can just maybe come to our booth and have lunch? So we turn it into a new opportunity for some new engagements.
No, I love that. And I think that, kind of capitalizes on what we were saying, kind of bringing the attendees where they need to be met.
Right.
And something we talked about earlier that I'd love to get your pulse on, because I know around these shows, it's not always just about the show itself. It's about everything else that's happening with the show, all of these ICW events that we're planning.
Right.
So how do you guys strategize, from a CBB perspective on getting those clients outside of the trade show and really capitalizing on those opportunities?
We do it through a combination of in-booth activations, whether it's like a happy hour or maybe coffee art or something like that to get them to come by the booth in the morning, maybe come back by the booth in the afternoon. We do partner with Visit California on some of the happy hours so they get to interact with other California destinations. In addition, we do other events outside of the trade show, whether it's a wine event, it's a brunch event. Obviously, their dance cards are super full. But we've also had great success in partnering with other destinations to do these events. And I'll tell you this, clients love it because they can see multiple destinations in one event.
Yeah.
Instead of like party hopping to 5-6 events, they go to one of our gateway cities events and they're seeing San Diego, Los Angeles, Anaheim, San Francisco, all in the same event.
Yeah.
We have an event coming up actually tonight with Houston.
Oh,
so
fun.
yes, we're very, very excited. It's our first time event with Houston. But again, it gives a customer an opportunity to see both Anaheim and Houston at one event.
Oh, I love that. And I love that it's, not just the West Coast destination. You're kind of dipping into, a Texas market and kind of different and unique. But it also makes sense because clients are looking at those multiple destination opportunities. They're ready to book not just one destination, they're looking to book multiple destinations over many years.
I couldn't agree more. And you have to have the spirit that that the rising water will lift all boats. And if we just work together throughout all of our great cities, there's enough business for everybody versus trying to compete with each other. We can share resources, we can share information, and ultimately, you're absolutely right. There is a customer out there that wants to book Anaheim and Houston and basically can get all the information that they need at one event. So
I love that.
Yeah.
Well, I want to talk to you just a quick broad question because something we've been talking about a lot is we're going into the new year.
Yeah.
What are you seeing in terms of trends in your industry, in the industry, not only in the footprint from Visit Anaheim and from your location, but the events industry as a whole?
Yeah, I'll tell you what I see. I see that it's moving closer to the European model. And in the European model, in the convention space, there's not really a room block that's curated. And so when you go to some of these international shows, you kind of have to go get your own room. There's not really a formal block. And we're not there yet in the US, but we're moving closer to that. So I'm seeing associations, corporations, planners, intermediaries that they still need the rooms. They're just not willing to commit to as many. And much of that has to do with the fact that with these smartphones, everybody's a travel agent.
Yeah.
And within a moment on a number of different app platforms, you can find a hotel room that's probably a lot less than they would have, been able to secure for you. And people like choices. People have their own, they have their own affiliations with brands or loyalty programs, things like that. There's so many great new lifestyle brands in the hotel space that's out there that's, appealing to a Gen Y or a Gen Z. And that's not your traditional convention hotel in a lot of ways. You also have the vacation ownership model, whether it's VRBO or Airbnb. Sometimes people like to travel together, maybe get a house. They can make their own breakfast in the morning. So I think the traditional room block as we know it in the convention space is changing quite greatly. And we have to figure out how to adapt to that.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm hearing it here first. Maybe gone are the days of the host hotels, and we have to kind of think about our strategy a little bit different when we're bringing groups into a city. So I think it's an interesting take.
Absolutely.
Obviously, you're here at a trade show. You're here to attract clients, but you're also here to network and to attend education sessions.
That's right.
What do you love to get out of a trade show environment?
I would say best practices. What can I learn? What are other destinations doing that I haven't thought of? What are the newest innovative ideas? I particularly like this show, PCMA Convening Leaders, because not only is it a great way to kick off the year, you got a lot of thought leaders all at one event. And it's not just the education that you pick up from the sessions, which is very, very good, but what you can learn in some of these just ad hoc conversations that you're having. So to me, it's always, we're on a journey of constant learning. And I want to leave these trade show events with more information than I came into it with.
I love that. It's a great message. Awesome. Well, thanks for chatting with us today. We really appreciate it. Thanks so much, Ronnie.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you.